All right. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the LB Hour, the affectionately known as the Pound Hour. I'm the L, he's the B, the Lonnie and the Brian. We're here for you all hour or however long we're going to be here for. You never know when the show's off, right?
Oh yeah, who are these affectionate people calling it the Pound Hour?
I don't. That's something that we started years ago. So
I like it,
don't know.
affectionately known.
Affectionately known.
That's
Yeah,
sweet.
so nicely. Oh, it's the Pound Hour. Yeah. No,
Oh.
actually, whoever's listening in particular at the moment, Brian and I have been friends for many years, and we were going to do a radio show years ago, and we did a TV show, I guess, a little bit, and we did a couple different little things, but we've done a lot of events and hosted some stuff and just some fun stuff. But I just thought it was the LB meant pound,
I like
pound.
that.
So the
Got a
Pound
lot of
Hour.
ways to go with that too.
Yes, absolutely, and of course
Pound the pavement to find out.
pound the pavement, pound it out. At the end of every episode, we do pound it out, and that's not anything physically with each other. That is just we do a Rochambeau to see who wins. And lately, I think he won yesterday, but we do it. It's kind of fun.
Pound of flesh. You ever heard that expression?
Oh, I've heard of yes. Pound of flesh. Speaking of which, pound of flesh. You know what I want to watch again is the 7 Pounds by Will Smith. Very didn't really do well in the box office, but conceptually it was a great movie. I think.
Yeah.
Saw that one. But anyways, Pound of Flesh. Yeah, I've got way too many pounds of flesh right now in this COVID time. I can tell you right now because doctor says so. Actually, I know I so because I'm sitting on my ass, and that's not good. So I need to get back to the gym, and I'm about ready to get back to the gym because my second shot of the vaccine. Well, and yours too, Brian. Yeah. We'll get that in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
March 31st, I think we're on day 9 or 10 from the first one. So they say after 10 days, the first one becomes effective. So there you go.
Oh, really? That's no good because I was partying quite a bit last week. Jeez. No, actually, I think I'm fine. But
say hi to Marvin Hagler then when you see him.
The marvelous guy that he is. He just passed away, didn't he?
I know. I shouldn't joke. I love the guy.
No, that's okay.
I would put him at not quite idol status, but somebody I've always looked up to. I mean,
well, that's because he's much taller than you.
Actually, I think he's the same height.
Really?
Yeah, he fights at 160 or did. So yeah, I think he was.
Oh, that's right.
He's a 5'9" guy, maybe 5'10".
Yeah, he wasn't a heavyweight. He was a
middleweight.
Middleweight, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, well, so this is the Pound Hour, and every day in particular, we get together and we're not trying to make this monetarily any type of to raise money off this or anything like that. We're just basically trying to talk to each other and keep each other active in the brain, because for the last year since this pandemic or whatever, it was shut down so many of the things that we were involved in. So, a lot of the fundraisers and nonprofits that we're doing and work that we do just has been down to a standing still, to a halt. But it's about ready to open again, so we're starting to talk and get our voices back. Of course, I'm coming back from much more physically thing that happened to me, and I'm trying to regain all this stuff back. But Brian's just trying to get his voice back himself. I mean, it's something to work on every day, and it's good for us, I think.
Well, I just, people ask why you do this stuff. So that gave me the reason to do it. People are asking about it. That brings up a quote. I want to read, I want to do a quote, and then
sure. I don't like quotes at all.
A quote. I got a quote, and then you can tell me after I'm done. It's about 15 seconds who it is, and then I'll give you a quick story about that.
Sure.
There are those who look at things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask, why not?
Howard Cosell? I'm kidding. No, it's JFK. I know, but
Robert Francis Kennedy.
I said JFK.
Sorry,
you said I was wrong. Yeah, Robert Kennedy. Oh,
Bobby,
the old Bobby boy,
Yeah, I got to go see exactly where he was assassinated. It was very emotional in the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles.
Really?
Yeah, in the kitchen. I got to go in there.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was at a comic convention or something, and I went into the guy and asked him, I want to go see it. And just the guy working there took me in. It was really sad, very sad.
Food or where you got shot? I'm kidding.
Right there in the
You right to the kitchen.
kitchen of the Ambassador, it was like he was walking through.
Yeah. And why did he get shot anyway? I don't know.
I never really heard much about that guy, Sirhan. I don't know.
Well, that's not 3 names. That's only 4. So Sirhan. Usually 3 names for
Two.
assassinations.
2, Sirhan. Those are his names.
Yeah, that's what I think it's 4. I was trying to be funny, but yeah, Sirhan. But yeah, where was he from?
Not sure.
Well, that's what time? How old were you then?
When he died, I was 9. It was one of the.
No, when you went to go visit it.
Oh, in 1988. So I don't know, 29.
Well, that's pretty cool then. I mean, it's stuck in your memory anyway. You know.
Oh, it was one of my first vivid memories. That and Martin Luther King, because you're 9 years old, you're affected by the news back then.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, so if you're listening, you're welcome to kick in some of your own memories of things that happened in your life. But the big events that I can remember, I remember being in class, I think in 3rd grade. Yeah, 3rd grade. And we were all watching the Explorer go up, you know, at the, was it the Explorer? Yeah, it was Explorer. And it launched off, and we talked about it all day in school about how we're going to get, new teacher, the first teacher ever was going to the moon. She was a female, yada, yada. And Sally Ride was her name. I remember that. And then it just blew up in front of us. We were watching it and just blew the frick up, man. That was crazy. That was like instant tragedy, man. The nation, that's the first time that I ever saw anything, the nation mourn together, you know. I mean, I remember watching
Challenger. It was the Challenger.
So being Explorer, you're right, Challenger. I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah, the Challenger. Yeah, that was very, they should have called it something different, you know.
Yeah, that was 1986.
86,
January.
Yeah, I was 10. Or yeah. No.
13.
No way. It had no. Hang on, let me think here.
It was January of 1986. I was wearing a blue shirt.
Yeah. That's so funny because I must have. I know I didn't dream that. I could swear.
No, you were in junior high, but it was a 3rd grade class. No, just kidding.
No, it could have been actually.
You might have experienced it before it happened, 3 years before.
Yeah, well, I remember being in class, and in middle school, I could swear it was that class. See, that's our memory. That's how my memory fades.
You said middle school. That makes sense. 13 years old. 12 and a half.
Yeah, that's not what I remember. That's weird how memory changes. That's funny how your memory changes things. It's crazy.
It does.
I mean, maybe it's Reagan being shot. I'm not quite certain. 1980, so
that would be it.
That would be 2nd or 3rd grade, yeah. But wow, I was traumatized in 3rd grade. Didn't even know it, you know, because of something that would happen in 3 more years. That's crazy. No, I honestly think that I'm gonna have to go back to my memory books and figure out what I'm missing there, because there's a Mountain Blue, and Reagan was shot, and there's certain things that stick in my mind. And the Explorer or the Challenger blowing up was, I don't know why in particular, why I think that it's stuck in my head as far as my grade school. But yeah, no, that's funny. That's weird. You all think you know something, but then like, no, that wasn't that class.
Well, yeah, that happens all the time. Where I'll read something and go, oh my God, that happened in 84, and I remembered it as 86 in a totally different situation. It's like, I don't even know if I'm telling the story right.
I know, that's the thing. I don't even know if that's right. And you know what? It makes me wonder why, and I understand why now when women say, hey, Lonnie, that wasn't me. But hey,
Exactly.
remember that time? Yeah, well, that doesn't happen too often. I don't open my mouth. And well, actually, that's not true. I open my mouth and insert foot on the daily, but usually it's for a reason, you know. I have hoof and mouth disease apparently. But yeah, I don't know. But that's my earliest memories of bad things gone wrong.
Well, there was a teacher on board named Krista McAuliffe, and that was really freaked people out. She was a teacher going up in space.
Yeah, I thought, holy crap.
Sally Ride. Sally Ride's.
I need to check my memory log because I do not recall half this crap.
Yeah, Sally Ride was something totally different.
Really?
He wasn't on the challenge.
I am challenged myself. Holy shit. I gotta go.
She was on Gilligan's Island one episode.
Wow. I tell you what, I am definitely gonna go back on I need to read some more books apparently because my memory's gone. Wow, what happened to that one?
I remember Sally Ride a little bit, but she wasn't on the challenge.
What was she from?
She was, I think, space exploration of some kind, but I'm not sure.
That wasn't her that passed away on that one?
No, she wasn't on there.
She wasn't the first teacher on the Challenger, no?
No, that was Krista McAuliffe.
I remember she had two blue eyes. One blue this way, one blue that way. That's all I remember. Horrible jokes. I remember the jokes, but that's sad.
There were terrible jokes after that, political jokes and stuff.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah, that's never good. But I remember, I swear it was like the very next day, somebody goes, you know why, what NASA stands for, of course, which is need another 7 astronauts. And I was like, oh, wow, how do they come up with that stuff that quick? Boom. Yeah. I'm like, whoa, that's just a second level, you know. And I'm all for quick and witty, but that was ridiculous, sick and sad actually. But anyways, yeah. So, any other memories that you have in your brain that's kind of stuck there from something major happening in the world at a young age?
Yeah, I'd say that Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King. That was just shocking. And then I realized people that are going to make big changes, they're going to get killed. So if you want to make big changes, you better be ready to maybe not last too long. If you're going to do something revolutionary, you're going to get killed most likely.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. That's why I was almost certain I thought that, Barack Obama was crazy becoming president because, I thought somebody for certain would be after him. But I did hear, and that's very, very sad and unfortunate because I just assumed it was, my own little racist, apparently, mind thinking, because I absolutely love Obama. But I was worried for him the whole time he was in presidency because I thought somebody's going to come after him, and there's too many crazies out there.
Well, there's a theory that somebody got to him and scared him enough to tone it down. He didn't do a lot of the stuff I thought he was going to do, and I think somebody got to him. I agree with that theory.
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
Somebody got to him?
Yeah. Threatened his family or something. I don't know. Because he really toned down stuff once he got in there. But maybe they all do that.
Well, they realize you have to work with everybody. I understand that. And then you have to work with both sides of the aisle. So you have to tone it down. I would assume so, Of course, everybody but the guy who's no longer here said that, didn't say that, but he acted that way, that he didn't have to tone it down. He didn't have to tone it down at all. But he is.
Guy's that?
That Mr. Trump, he just thought he could do it all on his own. So when you do things on your own, you fail. And that's why it's always much better way to have a team of people that can do things. And, you get the best of the best. I'm not the best of a lot of things, of the most of things, but I know who is. I got a guy who can do that. I have a guy who can do this. I have a guy who can do that. If he needs something done, I got that guy. I'm the concierge of life. That's why I started that business, concierge of life, because you may not know who can do anything, but I can. I have that guy. I can,
I got a guy.
I got a guy. That's my whole freaking theory. I got a guy. I got it. I got a guy. Yeah, because
it's very mafia.
It is, but it's
not a guy. No, it's good. It's good.
But it's true too.
Yeah.
It's one of those. That's kind of one thing I'm good for. I'm not good for a couple things, maybe not my looks, but I know a guy who has got great looks. I've got a guy for everything, so that's good, you know. But and that's how it works in this world, you know. It's not on how smart you are all the time and how perfect you are at things, but often it's who you know and and how you can utilize each other, you know, to our best abilities, you know. So it's like you. I'm only using you for your camera right now and your microphone and your ability to fix things on my Zoom machine here, because my Zoom machine, I sound like a freaking
They need that. They need to have that product, Zoom machine. That's all. It's all in one. Just
actually, it's not a bad idea at all. I think
Yeah.
that I think the Zoom rooms we talked about before
Zoom
would be
rooms
good.
are great.
Yeah, put one of those in every city. You can just go into a Zoom room.
Yeah,
And,
a guy sits down, they get his audio ready, you know, they do the lights, he's perfect, boom.
well, they don't need to do it. It's already set up for him, and the
But each
waitress.
person wants a different backdrop. So you have it set up. It's got the green screen. They walk in, you set up their background, perfect lighting, good sound, and they go.
Well, I think the waitress would come in there and give you a cup of your coffee and so forth, and
Yeah.
turn on the machine, the blast dang machinery.
Yeah.
Turn on the machine and go, okay. What's your phone number that you gotta dial? So
Yeah.
not phone number, but it'll be your code, your password. The waitress will do that for you. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, you are actually, the funny thing about this, as I say this, and in my office at the title company before, I rented space to a company who did that. Actually, same thing. So they weren't. It wasn't a Zoom room, but it was I had lawyers that would come in and utilize my one of our boardrooms, and then the instead of having an office actually in Washington State, they were like a company out of a litigation company out of like Texas, right? So they would have their clients come to my office and utilize that. I forgot all about that actually. And this little camera would actually turn on and then zoom around the room, and they could talk to each other like that. And
wow,
they would do litigations that way. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. I forgot all about that until right now. Yeah.
Yeah. If I went to a Zoom room, I'd want to make sure they had good lighting, background, that I looked good. You want to be professional, because you see some of these people zooming and they don't look professional because it looks messy or dirty. The lighting's bad. They have a camera facing up on them. It's like somebody will just make the small adjustments for you, get you set up, man.
Yeah,
I think it
exactly.
would
And that's
fly.
it.
People would do it. They come there just to Zoom their friends.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just to have it done perfectly, your lighting and your everything. Well,
It's
it can't be
sound.
perfect all the time, but your sound, yeah, and all that stuff. Boom. And that's $1 million idea right there, Brian. There you go.
Well, the Zoom machine itself is good too, because they had something that did all that. You push the button till they adjust it for you.
Well,
They'll do it. That'll come because they got that thing from that other thing, the Facebook thing or whatever. What's that thing? It's just a screen.
oh, the portal.
Portal, yeah. So
Okay,
get a Zoom portal would be great.
So when I think of the Zoom portal, I think of the photo booth machines. So you get in a photo booth, basically everything's closed around you, and a Zoom pops on. You got the camera and stuff right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty perfect right there. It's already got the camera set up for camera stuff, for a photo booth. Why not? Just add a freaking camera, add a computer in there and make it a Zoom room. I think it's a great idea, actually.
I like it.
I'm glad I thought of that.
Well,
But
we're doing that here, though. We're making our house into Zoom room. So we're doing the
exactly. Yeah. Well, it's funny because I'm not even utilizing my areas at all anymore. I'm just kind of every other day I change the background here or whatever I got going on. I don't know. I need to make mine a little better. I've got so many pictures around here I want to incorporate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just this one of me walking down the street in France, because that's not me.
I'm ready to go into the studio and do it because that's set up. That's
we
my
can go back to the studio. Yeah, we can definitely go back to the studio. I mean,
that. Well, I mean to do my Zoom. I want to have a nice background because I have I have lighting controls. I have the lights and sound. Oh, I was gonna say too, the big thing coming up is just found out yesterday, the Cowlitz Podcast Network over at local radio station KLOG. They're gonna you can come in and rent the studio and do your
do what?
perfect audio podcasts. And you can also, they have training and show you how to get viewers and all that. So it's pretty cool. It's very affordable. So that's a great move by them.
Yeah, that's a great one. If they can, yeah, if they can make money off it, they got a room, they've got a space. Matter of fact, I know the other one does too in town. They're not utilizing all their spaces right now.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a very
one that-
smart move to utilize it and be ahead of the curve, because the future's going to podcasts.
it is for sure. Yeah, no, but the one I worked with before, I don't know, there's like five stations there now, but Bi-Coastal Radio's there. They've got an extra room or two there, I'm certain, because for some odd reason, people just aren't going to work anymore. You know, they're working from home. So people are working from home. You got the extra space there. You might as well utilize it. Make some money
Yeah.
off it. Make $20 off it a day if you can. Whatever. You know. Speaking
yeah.
of which, I've got a house to rent here, or a room to rent. I think I should. I've got 2 actual rooms to rent. I'm gonna keep one for my daughter, of course, but Chandler, my son, told me the other day that you can use my room for whatever you want, Dad. I'm living at Mom's house all the time now. So I'm okay. Well, if that's the case, I'm sure he'll be back. Actually, he stayed the night here last night, which is kind of funny because I haven't seen him for a while. But
So what you're saying is you don't have enough problems in your life. So what we should get you is a pit bull with mental issues if you're just looking for problems.
well, yeah, I'm thinking maybe a female with problems. I don't know. What'd you say?
Well, I just said wanting a roommate is like saying I should get an angry pit bull with mental issues.
A pit bull with mental issues. Oh, I thought you said
Yeah.
a female. I thought you said, you know, it's funny because I thought you said a female with mental issues. I'm like,
No, pit bull.
that already happens. They already have that. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. I love my females.
Or you could get a water feature that actually goes into the outlet, right into the outlet.
Right in the outlet.
Yeah. Or just
I don't know about that one.
500 candles and a lot of flammable cloth. If you're just looking for problems, anybody that's looking for a roommate seems to be somebody just looking for more problems.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, but
Took a
if
while to get to that, but that's what
if somebody needs a place to stay, and they're very pretty, attractive. No, I don't know. You know, it's funny.
Good luck. Good luck. You know what? Bobby Kennedy said, "Why not?
There
Why
you go.
not?"
Why not? You know, I'm not quite certain on that joke, but
Well, he says, "Why not?" That's his thing. Is go for it.
well, you know, I do believe in the yes theory, right? And I do believe in the yes theory TV show, or whatever it is now. They have the podcast. They have not podcast, but they have what do they have on there? They've got a whole. They've done really well with their show, the yes theory, and
Oh yeah.
there is a seek discomfort. I absolutely love that seek discomfort. That's really, really cool. You know, they do what they can as far as going out of their way to help others and to do what they normally would never, ever do. You know, they just traveling to when they spin the globe and press the button. That's where they go because it totally freaks you out. You're afraid for a moment, but actually it's pretty cool. You know.
Yeah.
And going to the most highest places in the world and the lowest places in the world, and you know, I don't know, the most dangerous places in the world, the funnest places in the world. Anyways, it's just cool. The yes theory is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, Nike had that go for it, but
Nike had just do it. Rocky 5 had go for it.
Oh my gosh, my brain is off today. I was up late.
Well, like in Gone with the Wind, when Rhett Butler said, "Scarlett, can I borrow a few bucks?" Remember that one?
Frankly, I don't really care. He said, "Remember those immortal words? Frankly, I don't really care."
Talk to the hand, Scarlett. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good one. We got to change these movies up.
I know, right? That's
Oh, actually, that reminds me. I was listening to a podcast last night called "Movies I Love But No One Talks About," and he was talking about Robin Hood Men in Tights, and that's a weird, wild movie. I like that. I'm gonna go back and watch it. That's a movie that people love, but nobody ever really talks about. They always talk about like Princess Bride and other stuff, but Hardly
I
ever.
love Princess Bride, and Carrie was, the best part about the Robin Hood Men in Tights is basically actually, I'm a Robin Hood that can speak English, or what does he say? He says,
Actually, this Robin Hood does speak with an
English accent. Yeah, that's awesome.
nice dig on Costner, but Costner was at the top of his game, so it wasn't going to hurt him.
Yeah, yeah. No, this Robin Hood can speak with an English accent. That's pretty funny. He's Carrie Ells is what is his last name?
Elways.
Elways. I was at Ells.
Elwes. It should be. Yeah, it's just
Elwas. Yeah, yeah. No, that guy is pretty amazing. And Princess Bride is, I probably watched that more times in this lifetime than almost every other movie because of my children. They just had to watch it all the time. It was like my daughter's Princess Bride was just always having, under the giant, climb up there, and then my favorite part is actually of that one is the short guy from the Italian, Sicilian. The Sicilian. He says, never bet on a death never bet with death when it comes to never shit. I can't even speak. Never bet with a Sicilian on it when it comes to death.
Oh, never bet. Yeah, that's good.
And then he dies. That's pretty funny stuff.
Well, we're talking about Costner not doing the English accent, but like if you watch the 10 Commandments, Edward G. Robinson sounds like a New York gangster. He doesn't even try to change. He's like, "So, Moses, who's your Messiah now, Moses?" I mean, it's weird. There's a guy wearing a wristwatch in the 10 Commandments.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie. I would love to see it again. I'd love to see it recreated, actually.
Watch it this Easter and look for the guy wearing a wristwatch.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that. Yeah, things that just kind of people forget. Yeah. No, I do like that, finding the little issues in people's movies. I don't really pick them out though, because most of the time, because I am so enthralled in the movies, I totally just dig myself into it, and I become part of the screen. So like The Sopranos or whatever. Like right now, I've been watching the Peaky Blinders. I mean, I'm into that. And there's my picture in the back right there with me in the hat. I'm a Peaky. I'm kidding. Actually, I got this before the Peaky Blinders. I started ordering another picture of the Peaky Blinders before I even heard of the Peaky Blinders. And then I've worn those hats for years. And so now it just kind of comes into play that actually I am part Irish. I am part Scottish. Actually, I have a little bit of Scottish in me. I am a gypsy though. By blood, my grandfather's family was we were from just south of Russia there, and we were the Bohemian group, part of that Bohemian tribe. So that is no longer part of anything apparently. So we're Bohemian, which is a gypsy, I do believe.
Gypsy blood runs through you.
Gypsy blood runs through me. Yeah, it's pretty true. So it's kind of funny, and that's what Peaky Blinders are. They're gypsies. I didn't know that. I mean, this is kind of funny. You put more thought into it, and you keep dwelling, and you find out you have more common denominators with people than you think. But that's a good show. I don't know. Speaking of good shows, when you were a child, what was your favorite show?
Well, my first favorite show was Ramblin' Rod, I think.
Oh.
It was about a guy that traveled around and did porno. He was well endowed.
Yeah, I remember Ramblin' Rod. I didn't know how long he was on the air, but he was in the air. He was on the air when I was in school. Huh?
Passed away.
Yeah, but I mean, how long was he on the show on TV?
Oh man, maybe 30 years. He had that thing where kids would come in and sit down. I never got to do that, but I saw a couple of classmates. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that kind of bugged me. My classmates got to go on that thing and I didn't. And I remember his little boat would roll into the set. He'd come off his little boat, and the kids would be there. I saw my friends, and I'd be like, "Well, I wanted to go." And then I went to the Pop Shop.
Oh yeah,
Pop Shop commercial. The personal commercials that he would put in there. It was like the little Portland commercials for the Pop Shop. I always wanted to get pop from the Pop Shop, and I got some before, but
That
I
was
didn't
pretty
actually go
cool.
there.
That was
Yeah,
cool. The pop shop.
the pop shop. Yep. And I
Yeah,
don't know what
he
else they
came
have,
in.
but
I think he called his place for a while Popeye's Pier 12 or something. He had Popeye Association,
mm,
Popeye's Pier 12. Bring that boat in.
yeah, that boat was cool.
Well, we were talking to a guy the other day, a commissioner actually, and we are talking about doing a kids show, and he said he thought doing a kids show now is too dangerous because of parents and accusations, and it's just a different climate. It was really weird to hear that. He thought it was not even worth doing. Too dangerous.
Yeah, you never know. I mean,
That's sad. That's kind of the way I feel. It's I don't want to be around a bunch of kids unless there's all the parents there.
yeah, I think that you probably, well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I
sad.
mean, cameras are there. You got to be able to.
Yeah, you would think. I wonder what that guy's hiding. Why he thought that? No, just kidding. Because my thought is if all the parents are there and the police are there and because it's kind of like the Bugs Bunny Club, so it's a kids club. I don't see any problem.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with it.
Entertainment.
Actually, I don't see a problem with it at all because daycares do that and that kind of sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's an issue. But if you're by yourself, I mean,
Oh yeah.
my daughter, I had my kids in the daycare for a while at one time, and I went into there's a church they went to the chapel and found my daughter watching movies with a male attendant by himself, like 4 or 5 rows back. All the other kids are up here, but he was sitting by himself with my daughter. I didn't like that. I didn't
That's not
approve of it.
good.
It was not okay, and not at all. And then I found more things that were an issue, and I called him on it. And actually, so how that started that's how it started. But they didn't want to believe me that there was kind of an issue possibly. And I'm like, you don't believe me? I'm like, you don't understand. I said, this guy is already, my daughter and hers, not just her, but all the other little girls are sending him personal letters, saying, hi. He's asking them to do that, send these letters, and these little girls just love him. I mean, it was kind of weird.
Not good. And that was at a church
daycare. Yeah.
Yeah. When you started telling the story, I knew it was at a church. I'm fine with churches, but I'm very skeptical of church daycares. But I never wanted my kids to think that. So I let my older son go to he was 12 or 13, to a church youth group. And he came back and said, I never want to go there again. That guy creeped me out. So I said, okay.
Well, youth groups, I'm okay with. I think a lot of kids.
Well, you might want to read some stats.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
Not that all youth pastors are bad, but it's kind of a.
No, yeah, I get it. I get that. I understand that. But I will tell you that guy in particular has creeped me out. And
yeah,
the problem is that this guy was a very very large young man, and he had tattoos, weird tattoos on his body, on his face even. And I made a comment in regards to it, and they said, you just don't like him because of his tattoos. I said, no, I don't like him because he's touching my daughter inappropriately. I mean, he's doing things that are inappropriate with my daughter, type of thing. And people there, and they said he didn't do anything negative. I mean, he didn't do anything real bad, that I could prove anything like that. But it was just so, I mean, honestly, at the time, facial tattoos were yet to be popularized.
Yeah.
So they were a thing to go. If you did them, they were kind of like taboo. So if you were willing to go break society's rules with one thing, why would you break it with another? And I mean, that sounds bad.
I actually see it totally opposite. The guy you got to worry about, he's going to have a nice cardigan. He's going to be a sweet guy. He's going to be groomed, and people are going to accept him. That guy has got a red flag all over him. He better be pretty damn good. He better be well behaved if he's going to look like that. That's how I see it. Yeah. I still would be skeptical, but when I brought my son to that thing, I saw the guy, he's got the sweater on, he's all happy. I go, this is not good, but I'll let him go to a meeting. And then when he came home, he said, that guy's creepy. I never want to go to that place again.
Well, what I had was the girls, he was laughing, and I'm like, why are they laughing? Well, the girls were blowing his belly, right? His
Well, that's a
belly
little
was,
creepy. That's a little creepy.
yeah, and his belly was over, his shed was way overhanging his tool. So it was they're having him blow his belly. It was quite, it was disgusting, you know. And
Wow.
and then he would put the girls on his foot, and they'd walk around, you know, like, and they'd be crawling his legs, you know, they'd be crawling up his legs. And I'm like, I get that. I mean, it's, if one thing is one thing, two things is two things, three thing is too much, you know. And I just like, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck and acts like a duck.
Well, it's good to be
Probably a duck.
safe. It's very good to be safe. I think you might have been influenced by his look, but I don't know. The belly.
Yeah, but I think that's crap, because my best friend is covered in tattoos, face tattoos, and so forth. I didn't care, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
if you
Oh.
saw the guy that you knew, for example, there's a guy, a youth pastor, you know, and he dresses, you know, appropriate and all that. If he was doing the foot thing and all that, would you?
absolutely. I have never, no. If he was having the girls tickle him, in his special spot, he called it,
Oh,
which
didn't know
was,
that.
well, that's what I'm saying. He was tickling them, and he'd blow the bubbles on his belly there, right there. It was just like, no, not okay. And
Yeah.
it was just,
Very good. Did you go to the leaders and tell them?
I went to everybody. I said, no, that's not gonna happen. Nope, you need to pull him out of the kids', you know, area, because he's not. And then when I found,
Did they
said,
pull him out of the kids area?
eventually, but he was, yeah, I think he actually,
Could have even taught him some appropriate behavior. That just sounds-
yeah, he may not have even been bad, but he definitely had misappropriated behaviors. I mean,
Well, I think it's important that you tell us the name of the church and the people involved here, Senator. Now, we can't do that, but
anyways, no, I wouldn't do that, because no, it's not, that's not important at the moment. The fact is that-
starting Monday, we'll plant clues around town. People can try to figure out which church had the creepy, overweight guy with tattoos on his face that played inappropriate games.
Well, actually, that's enough right there. Probably you just basically probably nailed it right there. But yeah,
Yeah, once it's special places and bellies, we're done.
yeah. Anyways,
But remember when we were, say you're a teenager and little kids try to jump on your back at a family thing and
sure.
ride the horse? That's okay.
sure. Yeah. I mean, that's okay. And there's a difference between family places and just people you don't know. Or you watch somebody else's kids. If you watch those kids, you just don't say, hey, let you play with my whatever.
Yeah. And like in a family thing, they're riding Uncle Steve. It's funny. And then he realizes these kids are getting too big. His back's killing him. That's a backbreaker. It's like,
Well,
kids try to ride dogs. Kids try to ride dogs. It's like not good for their backs.
Yeah, no, I think that's I don't know. We all played family stuff, and my uncles were always rough, and that's just kind of the way it works, you know?
Yeah. Well, there was, that stuff's just, everybody's there. There's no secret.
Yeah. But when you're alone, you need to be aware of what it would look like if somebody walked in.
I hate to be sexist, but I wouldn't even have a male in there. Unless there's a woman, I'd have a woman watching the kids. They're just less likely to do creepy things.
Not just less likely to do creepy things, but less likely to get somebody to charge you with an accusation. You know what I mean? So
they just don't do it as much. They're not as creepy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no, I
man.
agree.
Sorry, man.
I agree. Yep. And like I said, this guy honestly could have been super nice, and I just got nothing but bad vibes from him from day one. It was like, I didn't care about his tattoos, and that didn't bother me. The fact was that when I went into that church and found my daughter, whomever was it my daughter at the time? I don't remember, but it was like all the kids are up front watching cartoons in the dark, a Disney movie or whatever. But 4 or 5 rows back, 6 rows back, I don't know, he was alone with a little girl. And I'm like,
yeah. See, Ramblin' Rod, man, yeah, it was well lit. It was parents were there, but not shown. They only want to show the kids, but the parents were there. You could hang out, I guess. It was It was all transparency. Just check it out, have fun, watch cartoons. And the kids always wanted to smile on screen. Remember that smiling contest?
Yeah, it's smiling contest.
That was
Yeah.
good.
I never got to do that, and now I can't do it at all.
That was cool stuff.
But yeah, the smiling contest, that's always good. Yeah, and then they had what was there? And what did you win if you won that smiling contest? I don't know. It was funny. It was
Ice
funny.
cream cone or something.
The smiling contest now is the same thing they do, the kiss contest and stuff at like baseball games and stuff. You know, they zoom in the people kissing each other or eating whatever it was, whatever they had, they zoom right into their face, and I was like, "Ee!" I remember that was hilarious. That was actually pretty funny to get them into this smiling contest.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me, we were talking earlier about the Bugs Bunny Club. My sister in like 1972, she was probably 11.
Yeah, but Bugs never got in trouble for
back and
touching anybody, I don't think, did he?
What's that?
So Bugs never got in trouble for touching anybody, did he?
No, and what happened was it never could happen there. There were police there, there were parents. There was no way anything bad would ever happen, but people weren't worried about it back then.
No, you weren't.
It was all on the up and up, and she used to win prizes, and they would let her go in the evidence room and pick out prizes.
The cops would, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's where she learned the word bindle.
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 Yeah.
Okay, bindle of
Cocaine.
oh,
Bindle. That's
nice.
a cocaine word, bindle.
It's been a long time since I've heard that term.
Oh, yeah. Bindle.
Never have I ever gotten to cocaine, but cocaine. I haven't heard the word bindle in a long time. So
They were
good.
cool prizes. So they're like gift certificates to get an ice cream cone at Dairy Queen and all that
Which
stuff.
was, by the way, across the street behind it years ago. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Actually, that's my that reminds me. So as a child, my Aunt Phyllis, my great Aunt Phyllis, was like a second mom to me. She looked a lot like and my Uncle Jack looked a lot like from Those Were the Days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. But what show was that? That was
All in the Family.
All in the Family, and Archie Bunker looked my Uncle Jack. Actually, he didn't look like him as much, but the hairdo he did. He had the same type of a back. I don't know if it's pompadour with a 5-door, but basically it's kind of like a. But he had the same thing. But my Uncle Jack had the mustache. It was a curly mustache, the strongman mustache. You know, the Bill Barbell mustache. But him and Archie Bunker were like this. I mean, they were one and the same. It was just insane. And, you know, and that's not always a good thing, but I love them. I love them regardless, you know. But
that show, they would argue politics, but it wasn't the name calling and hatred. There's a little bit, but it wasn't as vicious.
Yeah.
But
well,
Meathead always beat him on every point. Meathead was smart.
Meathead was smart. I know, but every time Meathead would say something, he'd be like, you know, just he'd try to beat him in something, but then it would come across wrong, and he looked kind of stupid, you know.
Archie, yeah, he always came out looking stupid.
Yeah, but Archie Bunker, I actually that show. That's one show I would say is definitely racist, if I remember correctly. It seemed like it was.
Well, he was,
yeah. But that you can't have every show the same. You know what I mean?
No, and that was a commentary on society, and he got less racist as the show went on. And that's what I like, is when they change, people change.
Yes, he did. Yeah, and that's changing. That's how things work in life. You know, the show he did right after that, which was Southern.
Oh, Heat of the Night. That dealt
Heat
with
of the Night. That was a good show. Yeah, he wasn't a racist person, I don't think. I think it was just his character.
Oh, what happened was in the movie, the guy was racist and had a turnaround by working with the black cop. So by the time they did Heat of the Night, that same character had evolved.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I mean, Archie Bunker in general, though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the character, the actor himself I don't think he was probably.
No.
What was his name?
Carol O'Connor.
Carol, that's right. Carol. I remember it was a female's name, but I could not remember which it was. Carol O'Connor. Yeah.
Yeah, he was going to be named Brenda, but they went with Carol.
Yeah, no, yeah. They wanted to go something a little less feminine. with Carol and stuff. Actually, I don't know of any other Carols, males named Carol.
I know a few. There was one that owned the Rams, Carol Rosenblum.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that's if you can own the Rams, you can name yourself whatever the hell you want.
Well, my dad had a friend named Carol, and I said, that is weird stuff. I didn't say it to the dad, but it was like, whoa, we got a problem here.
I think I went to school with a boy named Kim, who was pretty masculine, actually, pretty good guy.
Yeah, I had a roommate in college named Kim. He was a tough guy.
Was he an Asian?
He was African American, black.
Really, this guy is white as can be. The one I went to school with was white as can be. Nice guy though. Yeah, but his name is Kim. So, we've got all kinds of weird names out there. Female, not weird, but more feminine names. I mean, my name in particular, Lonnie, is can be either boy or girl. So you can actually. I'm sorry, I just had somebody talk in the background for a second. Sorry about that.
Well, my roommate Kim, he was, like I said, he was black, but he never said anything about race or any of that stuff. We talked a little bit, but very little. But his friends would come over and they would crack up and call me white boy and laugh that I had a disco album, stuff like that. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't racist. It was just hilarious. Oh, the white boy got basketball shoes. Wow, what's he gonna do with those? Why would he need basketball shoes? Like no white guy would ever play basketball. The white boy's got Converse. I thought it was funny.
No, hang on for 1 second.
Gotta make fun of people. What do we got? A person here?
Yeah, apparently someone's walking by trying to get me clothes, telling me to get dressed. Apparently, because they don't realize I'm wearing no underwear. I'm wearing no underwear here, and he doesn't.
How many people you got in there?
Apparently, Chan and Chandler, because that's more important than what I'm doing. So, but anyways.
Did you ever consider naming him Carol?
Yes, I think I'm going to change my name. His name is Carol now, actually. We'll call him
well, Mary and Carol would be good.
I think we can name it Channing. We'll just call him Channing. How's that?
Oh, yeah.
You should have named
Carol
him
Channing, matter of fact.
There you go.
There you
I
go.
like that. You should have named him Barry, and it could have been Mary and Barry.
That's true. Yeah, I just don't see I don't see me naming my kid Barry, but hey.
Well, for the joke, Mary and Barry.
I got you.
It's a Barry, and it's the cocaine mayor. Remember the cocaine mayor?
What is it you're getting into? 1 second.
Well, he deals with family issues.
Find the good stuff.
We're going to talk about an issue that affects us all.
No, it's not for you. It's not good. That's find something else that you like. There you go. No, don't start ruining something. Say open something and waste it. You're gonna waste it.
Not tasted.
Yeah, well.
No, we have jerk about it.
I'm not being jerk about it. You just it's a $5 item. You're gonna throw it in the garbage in about 2 seconds. Sorry. Apparently,
but the Democrats. The Democrats threw our Constitution in the garbage. Just kidding. All right, so Chandler, we're going to try to finish this up. We're having a good time here.
Talking about Carol and
Brady. Carol O'Connor
and Carol Brady. Actually, I like Carol Brady. She's a pretty good guy. Pretty girl. Pretty good girl, I should say. What time are we at, anyways?
We've got about 8 more minutes.
Because I haven't gotten any questions, have I? I don't think so.
No, it's been a good conversation.
Yeah,
I want to go back to the podcast class. I'm going to take it. But, you might want to join me.
Oh, I'll take it. Sure, why not? I'm always up for learning something in particular.
Yeah.
I always like to do that. Yeah. But, I said a minute ago in regards to my Aunt Phyllis. Did you have any favorite aunts or uncles that you like in your life?
Well, it's crazy about my grandma Zara. She was a great woman, born in
Zara. I like that name.
Yeah, 1900. She was 5'8", which was tall for a woman, strong.
Zara, that's very unique. That's cool.
She said some mean things, but they were clever, so I liked them. She would say weird stuff. Kind of putting down my dad, but I would laugh because it was so well.
Oh, coffee cups are in the dishwasher. Yeah.
But when she went upstream for murder and did 5 years for it, there's no way she killed that guy.
Right. Zara didn't.
No.
How old did she live?
she lived to be 86, but she gave me one of the funniest insults ever. We were looking through a
I
photo
love grandma
album.
insults.
Photo album. I was about 14. We're looking through a
This
photo
doesn't
album.
want. Sorry, look at the photo album.
Turn-ons include getting jokes stepped on and people interrupting your.
Yeah, sorry, Chandler just grabbed that white coffee cup that's got like a stain on it. He's complaining about it.
Yeah.
He's not complaining. I just want to let him know that it wasn't from your lipstick, Brian. It was just something in the cup. You know.
Well, your ability to focus under pressure is incredible.
Yeah, pretty much.
You ready to hear this, Chandler? You got anything else you need to deal with?
Oh, what's up?
Use water and soap to clean it. You wipe it with.
Well,
a towel.
apparently, he's got. There you go. That's Chandler, ladies and
You can
gentlemen. Say
handle
hi.
household
Camera.
duties. You can
There
handle
you go.
household duties.
Yeah, no, you can handle
you
that.
do talk about Aunt Phyllis a lot. Yeah, Grandma Sarah, the best insult ever. We were looking through a photo album and she saw a picture of my dad's brother Percy, and she said, "Oh," she didn't like the Calhouns at all. She said, "Oh, Percy married a retard." Yeah, I was like, okay, good one, Grams.
And the thing is that when your grandma says that, it makes you wonder, is it true? Or, you know what I mean? Or,
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just
Percy.
hilarious. She just hated the Calhoun family so much. But she couldn't say that my dad married a retard because that's her daughter. So she was
Yeah.
stuck.
Well, so yeah, the thing is that she must have. It's just kind of funny that. I mean, it wasn't. There was no.
She meant literally. She meant literally a person that was under 75. Yeah, it
yeah,
wasn't true, but it was funny.
Yeah, but I agree. It's like people have a tendency to say those old things like that. It's like and my grandpa would say some things and stuff that appear to be racist, but they didn't mean anything by it. Just the way they grew up. That's the timing.
Well, that was insensitive. She wasn't really racist, though. It was pretty cool. She was pretty open-minded that way, but she just didn't like my dad's family, the Calhouns. So.
Grandpa Ralph.
Yeah. No, we had a lot of good things when we were kids. Didn't but the funny ones, if a grandma can insult you, that's pretty good because she loved you very much, but she'd say some outlandish things, you know.
She was insulting my dad, and I was into it. So I was like, there you go. We bonded even stronger. And then she showed me an old newspaper I had made called the Calhoun Times. And she goes, "That's one Calhoun thing I like." And she read it and stuff. It was really wild. I used to send her newspapers that I made at home, the Calhoun Times. Bruce gets a new shift at the mill. She loved that. She sent me money. Yeah,
that'd
she
be cool.
was insulting my dad, not me.
Well, yeah, one of my grandmas actually was very married to a gentleman not a gentleman, he was just an ass for many, many years. And he was not he was not my grandpa, but he was like, great, her husband, anyways, second husband, something like that, third, I don't know. But anyways, he was just an ass. And I said, "Grandma, how can you be married to that man for so long and be so unhappy for so long? I mean, I love you very much, but how can you do that?" And he said, "Well, if you don't think I haven't had my boyfriends, you're wrong." I'm like, whoa. And so all of a sudden I realized Grandma was happy. You know what I mean? She was married to a freaking alcoholic drunk.
Well, that's the dream of most people, is to marry a drunk and somebody that's mean.
Well, she was married to this guy for a long time, but
I don't think she was happy about that.
Well, she wasn't happy about that, but she was happy because she had been able to have a life that she wanted, and this asshole, you know what I mean? It's like she had her flings on the side, boyfriends and stuff.
Whoa.
Years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Grandma was down. That's kind of funny. I was like, what? She surprised the shit out of me. I mean, I was very surprised because I thought to myself, "Grandma, how can you be married to this guy for so long and be so unhappy?" And she goes, "I'm not really that unhappy, Lonnie. He's treated me pretty poorly. He's treated people very, very poorly, but I've had my boyfriends." So I'm like, and she said that, I'm like, what? I was just, I don't know, beside myself when she said that, because it's like you learn something new from your family, and it's like, holy crap.
Yeah. Well, have
But
you ever from anybody received an insult that was actually pretty funny and it turned out you didn't mind it? It's like anything like that.
um, well, yeah. I mean, my dad and my grandpa would they both give me a little ration now and again for certain. Well, my dad would give me the uh, you know, you could fuck up a wet dream, son. You know, that's a classic one. Actually, he would say that. He'd say, Lonnie, you could, or he'd say, son, you could fuck up a wet dream. And I'm like, that's not even funny. Well, but it was. Well, my mom had that little quip, but she said to me, she said, after seeing my grades in school, she said, looked at my grades and I knew how bad they were. I didn't want to show it to her, but she looked at my grades while she's driving and they were all F's.
Oh,
It was like my freshman year and it was a progress report or whatever it was, but it was all F's and I had to, I had to come out. She knew I was being a jackass and I was out goofing around, not really going to school yet. And she, instead of backhanding me, which would be something that the shock of it all, she'd just go whap and beat me or something, or try to, but she didn't. Her brain just clicked into this weird little mode, which is really like almost an evil mode, but she's like, that's okay, son. The world needs ditch diggers too. And I went, holy shit.
yeah, that's one of
that
the
right there, that hurt too,
best.
because she knew how smart I was, but apparently I wasn't smart enough to do my own homework because I'm an idiot when it comes to certain things.
Yeah, but that's a perfect one. I love that. And you've told me that before. That's one of the best ever because it not only is not that mean right off, it makes you think.
Oh yeah.
Wow, this stuff matters. Whoa.
Well, yeah, and the world needs ditch diggers too. And it was like, thanks, Mom. I'm gonna be. And there's nothing wrong with being a ditch digger, by the way.
No, but it's the hardest damn thing. You got to be a strong son of a gun all day, every day. That's hard as hell.
Well, but the thing is that it was a mental insult because she knew how smart I was. You know what I mean? My IQ was pretty high at the time, or growing up, and it's supposed to be, anyways. And for
well,
me,
if you move up to an excavator though, and you're digging ditches, then you're making money, and it's good. But she meant shovel and
yeah, she meant coal miner.
That's a great, well-placed insult. My grandma's insult had no value to it. She just wanted to get it out there. So
Oh yeah,
she wanted to get a reaction, but I laughed. She did. She liked that. I laughed.
Yeah, as long as if you get a reaction, from your grandkids, whatever, if you guys can connect with them, you know what I mean.
She knew I was going to check on it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Because I had a little newspaper. I'm 10 years old. I had a newspaper, so she knew I was going to be checking on it.
Whenever there's something said back in the day by my grandparents or great uncles and aunts, I would always look into it. So if somebody said so and so is retarded or whatever, I was like, and you go, oh my gosh, what's the family news? Somebody must have
beats his wife or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever, and I love what I loved was I used to travel around with my aunt and uncles and my dad. And my mom actually every weekend we'd go to different relatives' house and go you just go knock on the door and say, hey, you show up and we're here to visit, and they'd have the coffee pot on and they'd have snacks, all the little snacks right there, and it was just an hour of bullshit. It's a bullshit session that everybody wanted you didn't have to call ahead of time and say, hey, we were just happy to see you show up the door. Hello, hey, what's going on? You come in, and that was it. You're expected to be there at certain times,
Yeah, and people used to come over and joke about barging in. I remember go, sorry to barge in, and our family would be happy. There'd be 4 people, and we'd give them food and drink, and sorry to barge in.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, now you don't want to barge in, you can get shot. But
well, I think that if somebody knocks at my house. If somebody knocks at somebody's house nowadays, they're not like, what?
They should knock on the door. They should knock on the door, not the house.
Whatever, knock on the door.
Knock on the house, I get freaked out.
Somebody's inside your house. No, but I would love it if somebody's walked in, I actually do. I highly appreciate it when some people just shows up and says, hey, I was in the neighborhood, figured I'd,
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that with women. It'd be like, so I was nowhere near the neighborhood, just happened to stop in and.
Yeah, different story. You've just turned it into something.
Well, it gets there. It goes there sometimes. I need to.
Never barge in on a woman. They need time to get ready. I don't mean to be sexist, but that's who I am. But yeah, call them, let them know, and never
Yeah.
show up early. Show up on
Well, the problem is that
not late.
I
Never
have
show up
some
early.
friends- I have some friends that I absolutely love, but if
Yeah,
I give them a
that might be
chance to,
good.
if I give them a chance to think about it ahead of time,
Yeah.
nope, they won't do it. They can't do it for some whatever reason. But if you do just happen to show up unannounced, it kind of forces them to spend the time with you.
Yeah, I like it when my buddies show up. I think it's great.
Yeah. I mean, but women are usually not like that. I mean, the thing is that about like I have a very good friend that I absolutely love. And I don't care what she looks like. I mean, she's just a friend of mine, you know what I mean? Just a personal friend. So if I show up at her house unannounced, I realize that it'll make her a little unhappy, but I'll get to spend time with her. If I say, hey, let's plan a time to go spend time with each other.
How
just
about
like
you?
my-
How about you text her? I'm on my way.
Yeah, that would put her in,
Time is
that would put her in a, that would put her in a totally different mode. She would be freaked out. On my way, and then that's like
okay.
never, not enough time, you know. There's never enough time. So, you know, you gotta figure out people in this world. Actually, it's a quote I found the other day. Let me find it here. This quote is pretty good because I think it's about people's time. You know, some people will make time for you, and some people never can. So I can't remember this freaking quote said. Take me off. Da, 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 da. But it's true. Some people will make time for you and some will not.
Well,
people
the reason I was saying don't just show up on a woman. Here's a good example. This is Scarlett Johansson without makeup. So you show up early, we got a problem.
Ha, 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 ha.
Give her 10 minutes and she'll look good.
Well, you'd think that, right? That'd be
It's actually Sexist Friday, so I have made about 3 or 4 sexist comments. We're at an hour now. We got to roll this.
We gotta get out of here then, matter of fact. So I got somebody at the door actually come and say hi.
Oh, barge
This is-
in.
This is
Somebody-
Mr. Madden, Mr. Madden, the musician right there. He's here to say hi. There you go.
PM in the AM. Pete Madden in the morning. PM in the AM.
There
Great
you
show.
go. Well, we're gonna work on my car, so we're gonna Rochambeau
Okay.
out of this. Ready? So,
Boom,
One,
boom, boom.
Yeah,
I got
You got me. You got me. Pound it out, buddy. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend.